I often ask myself why don't I open supply drops at the start of videos or even in videos at all, but what is that? Do you know what? Screw it, this is the reason why. Let's just get into the video. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name's Defender Machine, and today what I've got you guys is episode number 3 of Enlisted to Elite, and I haven't done an episode of this in a while. It's really hard to predict when I'm going to do these episodes because I don't get an awful lot of good guns in supply drops, if you can tell by the intro at the start there. I've never seen that gun, I just thought it'd be pretty funny to put in the video anyways. But anyways, today, if you can't tell, we're looking at the AK-12, and we're going to try and replicate or make this gun, the AK-12, better than the variant, which is the R.I.P, because the finger trap, it's not even worth looking at. You can't really do anything with it. I recommend selling it if you have it for the 2000 XP. It'll probably do you a lot better, but the R.I.P is really overrated, and I've actually found an enlisted gun, and I'm sure a lot of you already know about this gun right now. Even if you don't have it, it's the AK-12 hair trigger, and you can probably tell by me using it in this gameplay. I've got that nice royalty camo on it too, because my gun will be shooting a little bit faster than the average AK-12 does, and that's because the AK-12 hair trigger, if you can see on screen right now, it has -1 accuracy and +1 fire rate, and that makes the gun really good. I don't even know about the fire rate. It's really messed up because the +1 fire rate, it seems to make the gun shoot an awful lot faster than some SMGs that have more fire rate than it, so I think the buffing fire rate actually makes the gun that have loads more fire rate. But the minus accuracy, it's not a problem. You can slap a foregrip on there and it isn't really needed anyways, but it'll be more accurate and be as accurate probably as the standard version of the AK-12. Looking at the version of the gun that we're actually trying to make this version better than, the AK-12 hair trigger, better than this variant on your screen right now, the AK-12 R.I.P, and the reason we're trying to make this better, and it already probably is better in my opinion, is because if you look at the stats, the damage doesn't really do much, the accuracy isn't needed, and then we have -1 mobility. And with the AK-12, what I find, the simplicity and all the CODs of this gun, it's been moving about and snapping on people, it's been all about that, and I think that's why I'm using these attachments here. So I'll show these on screen right now: the quick draw grip, the foregrip, and the suppressor. I don't use stock on this gun just simply because, like I said, it's easier to snap onto people. The barrel, yeah, it's a bit more of a messy gun in the terms of, like, you can run around with it and then you can use stock, aim around corners and stuff like that, but the AK-12 is a really precise gun, and for that respect I just feel like you shouldn't really be putting stock on it so much. It's really good with stock, but I just feel like the gun feels so good with the quick draw grip instead of stock. Just for the record though, if you want to use stock on this gun, I recommend taking the quick draw grip off, just because of the fact that I think the third attachment on this gun is the attachment that makes it do the most. And what I mean by that is whether you're going to snap on enemies or whether you're going to ADS round corners, meaning use quick draw or stock, or you can use both. I'd recommend, if you want to use both, take off the foregrip, because you want to stay off the radar as much as possible because of skill-based matchmaking and stuff like that, and then you have the best of both worlds. Now that we've looked at two variants that I like to use and class setup for one of those variants that I believe to be better than the AK-12 R.I.P on the hair trigger, I'm going to talk a little bit about why you guys might think the R.I.P is better than the hair trigger and why you might want this gun better. The reason you might want the R.I.P more is just simply because it's elite. I mean, a lot of people obviously get told by bigger YouTubers that elites are the best variants, but that's not always the case, especially with guns like the AK-12 hair trigger. A lot of you have probably actually seen that this gun has been prevailed to be better than the AK-12 R.I.P by a lot of other YouTubers, but it honestly is. It's honestly better than the AK-12 R.I.P. You might go, well, it's got plus damage and plus accuracy. You don't need accuracy. Honestly, you really don't need that plus accuracy, and that plus damage, it honestly does nothing at all, so you really don't need that on the gun, and that's why the fire rate is more beneficial rather than damage, because the damage is only really wallbang penetration. It doesn't do much. It's one bar, it's not going to do much, and then you have minus mobility, which, you know, it's not really that good to have minus mobility on an assault rifle, just simply because of the fact that it's not an SMG. You can't run around the map too much with it. You can run around with the map as much as you want, but not as fast as you would with an SMG, and that's why you want more mobility rather than any other stats really on an assault rifle. Just in case you guys are actually wondering what you can do to make your gun like the R.I.P, even though this gun's better than the R.I.P, this variant anyways, and if you don't have this variant of the gun, what you can do on your gun, mainly the R.I.P is about extended mags, because it obviously has that minus ammo capacity, and people like to buff that back up, because when you're in a gunfight, you don't really want to be losing a gunfight just because you don't have a matter of bullets to actually put into the enemy. So to replicate the R.I.P, in case I didn't persuade you enough already in this video that the AK-12 hair trigger is definitely something you want to be holding on to, or using instead of your R.I.P if you've got both, what you want to be using is the first set of attachments on screen right now if you want to be stealthy, which is extended mags, stock, and suppressor, and then the second set of attachments that you want to be using if you want to go loud with any stock variant or the R.I.P version, which is good to use, is quick draw, stock, and extended mags. These attachments are honestly the best attachments you can put on the AK-12 in any variant really. So thank you all for watching today's video. It was a bit shorter than usual, and this gameplay wasn't a DNA bomb, it was a 40 kill streak or a 39 kill streak. So thank you all for watching. Smash that like button down below, and I'll see you guys in the video on Friday or tomorrow. I might upload tomorrow actually, so stay tuned for that if I do. Peace out.